Last week we spoke about Johannes Brahms and his love affair with Clara Schumann, whose music is being recognised more and more because she was a prodigious talent from a very early age, and she had a very pushy father. Her father made her undertake daily piano, violin, singing, harmony, theory and counterpoint lessons, and that was when she was 5 years old. She, like many very talented youngsters, especially people like Mozart and Mendelssohn, Clara embarked on a grand tour of Europe, so much so that Paganini, when she encountered him in Italy, and Paganini was a rock star of classical music at the time, the violinist, totally fell in love with her playing. Clara met Robert Schumann, who was 9 years older than her, as they had the same piano teacher, and they knew each other through their later childhood, and finally Robert proposed when Clara was 18. This proposal was against her father's best wishes, and there were battles through the courts. It was a very hard time. But in the end, Clara and Robert were married and actually had 8 children. Now, it was hard enough at that time being a talented woman and being a talented woman composer, but between looking after all her children and Robert, who struggled with mental illness for his whole life, and in fact he died in an asylum, Clara's life and Clara's musical output can be seen as a real testament to her courage. It must have been so difficult to compose. Yet Clara's husband, Robert himself, praised her musical and tender ingenuity. But to have children and a husband who is always living in the realm of imagination does not go together with composing. She cannot work at it regularly, and I'm often disturbed to think how many profound ideas are lost because she cannot work them out. But she did work some out, and we're going to look at her Scherzo No. 2 for piano, and it's in C minor. Clara Schumann's Scherzo in C minor is in ternary form. Like we talked about in previous episodes, ternary form is in 3 parts: an A section, and a B section, and another A section. A, B, A. So the A's are pretty much identical, and the B section is contrasting. So it starts off so stormily. There is a heartfelt melody in the middle of the texture, while the pianist rattles off these arpeggios and scale-like passages that are so fast and virtuosic. In the middle section, which is in the related key of A flat major, it's more full-voiced. It's like a rich singing choir, and eventually the stormy C minor middle section returns again. But this work is so arresting. It's brilliant. It is in the same vein as Schumann himself and of Chopin, but with its own way of communicating to us, and is a real example of the courage, musical and otherwise, that Clara Schumann showed throughout her life.